There you go. We're back. Okay. Quick little no audio though. Not a big deal. But yeah, so we're just going to jump into drawing this because I don't know. I'm just excited. These are some of the ones I've been doing. And yeah, I already have a spare. But yeah, I just want to get into this because where's my sketchbook? Like once I'm done with the sketchbook, I completely lose it. I don't even have it, but let me show you guys something. You know, I always have a little too much happening here. So this is my just completed Project Turtle Ninja Mutant Teenagers. Okay, here's the big thing. This took about 5 months to complete. And I go, it's year by year, like all the original Turtles, okay? But around Christmas time, where is he? I had to draw Muckman. Now there's Muckman and Joe Eyeball. There's Joe Eyeball. I felt like I dropped, like I didn't feel like I did this one well enough. This one bothered me for a while. I kind of was debating a way to incorporate Joe Eyeball. Because some of the original turtle figures, they came with these little tiny PVC guys. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to draw Joe Eyeball into this. But I also just want to do like a nice portrait and use the colored paper. Because we use the cardboard as a tone. And that's why like the whiteout's important. So, but real quick. We just did this unboxing. If you go back like one video, I just did this Death Blow unboxing, a part of my Wildstorm Wednesdays. This series, I think as a narrative, because it only ran 29 issues, so 3 years worth. This is maybe the best like solo work done by Wildstorm. So I just need a few more issues to complete this, and then I want to do a full analysis. For Wildstorm Wednesday, we just did Gen 13 Rave because everyone's talking about J. Scott Campbell, and this I wanted to highlight some of J. Scott's earlier days and kind of like how they were positioning him, the talent around him. The mythology of Gen 13, like the creation of it, and how like intertwined with everything he was. So that video's up. This is, I guess, like we can kind of announce it right here. This is Dark Hero. Okay, Dark Hero is this upcoming comic. I'll be illustrating this. I'll be doing as much as the artwork as possible. May need help with coloring. There's a couple guys out there already have in mind for that. But these are the layouts. This is roughly 8 issues of what I would call Volume 2. But we're going to retro it into Volume 1. Very complicated, but that's the fun of it. And then we also just did this. We did this nice Terminator 2 unboxing. With these trading cards. The design work for these cards is some of my absolute favorite. And the funny thing is I never owned a set. So there you go. Okay, people. Let's get to some artwork. Let's do some drawing. I'm going to hit this with the darker lead because the funny thing is, there's a reflection on the cardboard, and it's a little tough for me to see. I was also thinking about doing 2 of these tonight, and if I did another one, it's definitely would be Scumbug. I kind of want to stay away from the Turtles, unless I do all ones from the Urban Legends, which is the Image Comics line, because I'm fascinated with that series. So, we draw things too with a lot of texture. And the reason why I'm always drawn to texture when I render stuff is because it really creates the illusion of, because drawing's trickery. Like, there's no real science to drawing. Like, you're just tricking people. And when you draw like texture, it really makes it look like the drawing took longer than it did. So he's got this clothespin around his nose. And I always thought it was a banana. Like these original Playmate figures have so much detail. And there's like these little baby like inside jokes on every aspect of the figure. I mean, like they're not very symmetrical, they're asymmetrical. Meaning and that's always that's a term that gets thrown around a lot, is asymmetrical. I think a lot of people say asymmetrical and they don't know, like they really don't know what it means. And you're probably like, what are you talking about? Because I'll kind of challenge people. I'll be like, what do you mean by asymmetrical? You get some funny answers. Yeah, and so this dude has like a lot of like crud and chunks, and he's really, if you're into inking techniques and illustration techniques when it comes to showing off forms and texture, he's a great guy for you. Yeah, so the last 2 days have been absolutely punishing. Even scheduling this broadcast, I think I deleted it and reopened it. Because this was originally scheduled for 9. At least 4 times. Because I would create it and I would leave out like a detail and delete it, add another detail, leave out something else. It's just been, my brain's been in a fog all day today. But a lot too. It's like the last 2 days I walked about 7 miles, which isn't nuts. But physically, it does take its toll on you. I mean, as much as you want to act like it doesn't. And this dude's mouth is maybe the best in all the turtles. Not something you often hear when it comes to character design, which is that guy has a great mouth. So let's just throw in this big eye, and then I'm going to block off some of my forms, and then we're going to hit it with the colored pencils. From week to week, I've been experimenting with exactly my approach with the colored pencils when it comes to these pizza circles. I guess I should be adding some subtitles and transcribing some of these. If anyone out there wants to help me with that and make some extra money, I need someone to almost full time transcribe my podcast and videos. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be full-time work. It's just full-time level. But if you want to kind of work closely with me, or figure out something to do with trade, since yeah, your boy here has some nice capabilities when it comes to things young professional people need. Yeah, let's work it out. Let's make a Maya. There we go. Dude, we're marching. Like we're marching towards you. Tonight, dude, like I think tonight is going to be my run with the layouts. Finally. But the last 2 days have have whooped my butt. Both of them were late night, early morning days, but if I do enough of a run with the 9 to 5, like I kind of, I can almost like write off Mondays and write off Tuesdays. I can, or Mondays and Fridays. I can kind of, be a little bit more home based. Take less calls. Be like, be a little bit less of a nuisance to some of these offices I hang out in. He's got this awesome bug on the top of his head. But yeah, so we kind of make some of those sacrifices up front so we can free up some time during the day. But yeah, the Gator layouts are coming, and then I was waiting for some Uzi Susie quotes to this week, and now I feel like with this one printer, it's like we're hot and heavy, and then like we cool off, and I just wanted like a final tally, and the girl never freaking like sent it, so I gotta like email her tonight or tomorrow morning, probably tonight. But it's just a plethora of stuff. But we will also I'll be getting all your files together too for Trial by Fire, so we can do like a full run with that. The one campaign I'm a part of too is launching for signups at the end of this month, and I'm, so part of my goal now too is to relaunch TBF before then, so we can kind of, or in addition to launch TBF. So it's just a lot of good stuff, and then there's this another anthology that wants me to submit a story to, and I gotta knock that out. And then I got two. What's it? I got 1, 2, and 3. Like 3 pinup / covers to rock it through. But hey, we do things, kids. We stay busy for a reason. It's kind of scary too. Like, could you imagine like not having access to all of this stuff, to like social media and like live streaming, and just how boring your day would be? I don't know about you people, but I absolutely love being able to jump on here, live stream, like hang out with everyone. My longer streams, the longer I'm active when it comes to a broadcast, like I would say like the longer the drawing stream, the more people that kind of do pop in. And that even goes for my food videos on Twitter. I mean, on Facebook, Instagram. So, yeah, there's some correlation. And that's a lot of the stuff you want to look for when it comes to, taking this stuff a little bit more seriously. Is, I think there's a value seeing different platforms and how well they perform, and if there's like a little bit of a crossover, like when it comes to like audience wise, there's a definite value in that. So his face too, it's roughly 2 shades of green, and I'm reversing it. What you see me putting in now is like you will kind of call the brighter green, but I'm gonna make the brighter green his what, like, I guess, like, maybe, like, just call it his, like, skin tone. So before all of this too is I came home and I really just had to, like, sleep. So I took this, like, long nap today, and I woke up with like a stomach bug too. I had something ripping through my system. So my girlfriend calls and she's like, "Oh, could you, like, help me with something?" So I essentially go to help her. As soon as I'm done, like, my stomach issue, like, comes back. So yeah, it's just been kind of like one of those days for me. One of those days. Yeah. So yeah, the everything for the pro wrestling Gators, when it comes to my end, and your end, like, yeah, let's kind of just get a collected project folder together, because I don't have it. It's not even close to being, like, partially formal, but I did have some notes for what I feel like the next, like, story should be, or like what the next few pages should be. And it's just like, dude, it's just basic story stuff. You know me, part of my like, methodology is I'm really big on villains, and I'm big on power display, because, like, I just think those are the two elements when it comes to making a story. To, like, oversimplify it, it's to basically say villains and power sets are the best two ways to show off the hero. And we want our hero to kind of be, like, as cool as possible. So, and I just think everyone today, they kind of lose sight of that, because they think they can just, like, the turtles are not defined. Like, they believe that the turtles are not defined by someone like Shredder or Krang, or Venom becomes a hero. I mean, like, that new Venom trailer, it's like it's a buddy comedy, and you kind of forget that Venom was created to be a like, finally after what, like, 40 years of being published, like, Venom was created to be a dynamic opposite of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. So people kind of forget that. I think a lot of younger books out there, and I'm talking like crowdfunding books, way too focused on the hero. So I just got, like, some notes on the Gators and stuff like that regarding everything I just said. Here we go. Yeah, so here's here's the other thing too. Like, where total excellence. So, like, where, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate your digital inking? Like, where are you with digital inking when it comes to 1 to 10? You get, just, like, type that in whenever you can, because I have an idea. So here we go. Muckman. Look at this guy. Again, like, how do you not if you have the rights, like IDW or like Nickelodeon, right? Nickelodeon is really like, how do you not make these character designs a major direction for you? Like, like I don't understand a lot of the modern market, because the updated versions of these characters are just like completely like, I'm not exaggerating, but they're completely boring. And like, why would you want to, like, why would you want to like fix this guy up? I mean, you want more interpretations of this character, not redesigns. But you want more interpretations of this character to really, do that generational thing where through like a series of artists and commissions, like you kind of boil down what the character should look like. Because everyone will be like, like Spider-Man, like Steve Ditko, or like this and that, and it's like, not really. I mean, like, even when it comes to Webhead, I mean, you can kind of make an argument for Ditko, but it wasn't like it wasn't until John Romita Sr., right? I mean, we have to be honest about that. It wasn't until John Romita that Spider-Man's aesthetic, look, attitude, his like posability became a thing, became almost like a standard until McFarlane and Larson. I mean, that's it. Like, end of story for that. But people simplify it because they don't understand it. And like, that's why I'll always have an issue with comic book commentary, because it's just, a lot of it is it's just low-hanging fruit. Like, it's low-hanging fruit ideas that really don't connect. Okay. Yeah, because the reason why I'm asking, because I was debating on doing like one of two types of layouts. Like, one of them would be kind of layouts that you would be able to feed off of, and they would have like coloring notes and basically like the layouts I already showed you for that other book, or less color, because it's a time thing. Okay, it's really like maybe an hour time wise, like per page. That's kind of like what I'm targeting. So if I'm going to spend like an hour per layout page, I can kind of do layouts that are a little bit more complete. And you would just have to use some digital inking. You can complete them, and you have that's your production page. Like, that page is ready to go to press almost. So like, that's really why I was asking that. Muckman 2 has almost like a sanitation suit. It's like an orange prison sanitation jumpsuit that I absolutely love. Like I said, this dude's design is just, it's fucking nuts. We're at here. We're only 35 minutes into. Making some good time here. Oh, and I have a belly full. Before everything started, I ate this pizza, by the way. with an upset stomach. So I'm in kind of just like this, like blasé savage mode. And for one of my like own tropes for these is I try and like bend to shadowing to kind of like wrap a little bit. And that I get that from staring at my screen here and kind of getting a drawn back perspective of like what the artwork looks like. So let's go in and kind of hit it with some of these lighter greens now also. So somewhat of a related side note, I've been trying, because I realized they had holograms, but I've been trying to track down a box of the Topps Toxic Crusaders trading card packs, because I absolutely love all of those designs. Like, they are gotta be one of my favorite. And if they're one of my favorites, they're one of the best. But you kind of had during this time the Playmates era, we'll call it. Yeah, you had the Turtles. Then you had like Bucky O'Hare. You had Zen Intergalactic Ninja. Then you had like Toxic Crusaders, and that was the battle, because by that time G.I. Joe and Transformers completely faded away. I mean, G.I. Joe just got destroyed by the turtle craze, and so did Transformers. And those toy lines, they tried to echo some of the sentiment, like the aesthetic, the feeling of what they kind of thought the Turtles had, which is like those bright colors. So I did way too much Sharpie on this. I also chose a pizza box with the pizza stains. Yeah, I've been trying to build up my endurance for the drawing table and broadcasting, because I want to get into doing late night shows, because like that's a chunk of my drawing time anyway, and to kind of just do like a really cool late night broadcast and kind of have like an open invite of people who just want to like jump on and hang out. it's so hard when it comes to this toy line too to not give every character yellow teeth, because even like the heroes just look a little bit more gnarly. But yeah, so I wanted to do a unboxing of the Toxic Crusader trading cards. So I've just been really on the hunt trying to get one, just get something to happen. But I think it's going to cost me. And then I've been debating doing almost like comic book investment videos. Because I spent the last month not really like speculating, but monitoring and just building a couple data sets of other like gurus / investors on YouTube, and really kind of give give people a success rate, and even like the top ones, they're just wrong. They're wrong so much more often than they're correct, and that's like no different than any other like speculation type market. But there's stuff that I just feel like they miss, because I don't think you can do a speculation show once a week, like, or even like every day. Some of these people do stuff every single day. Yeah, I really do think it's a timing thing. Like, you have to do it at the right time, and have stuff to kind of discuss. This dude, I fucking love his design. Like, how can you not? And probably as a kid, if you got this figure, you were probably like upset and disappointed that it wasn't like Leonardo or whoever. Like, like, you probably just wanted the turtles. Like, still, I mean, that became clear in the later line for sure, because they really got into the habit of just giving you more turtles as the line continued. And I always just thought that was corny. You gotta be prepared to go down with the ship. Yeah, good question, because guess what? I don't really know. I really don't. When I was working on the sketchbook, I would get like a couple episodes off of Amazon and watch them, and like, because I was so curious about Ground Chuck, and I saw that his character had the first episode with Dirtbag, so I was like, oh, okay, like, like, let's go in, like, let's learn about this shit. And I watched that episode. It takes me about 2 times to watch it, because I like, it's just not entertaining. It's bottom line, it's not entertaining to me. And I'm really not learning much. So in about 2 attempts, I watched this episode because I'm so curious about this Ground Chuck character. It's relatively nothing, the entire episode. Like, there's not much of an origin. The characters really aren't like blasé. They're just flaccid. And keep in mind too, like it's the intent. It's not really there for like anything but that, Like so, it's hard to get pissed at it, but like, and I feel like dedicating everything, like almost like my knowledge base, like dedicating my knowledge base to Wikipedia only, and not really experiencing like the character, like him being on the show or like whatever, right? Because like that's the intent. I'm supposed to know the show. I'm not supposed to read a Wikipedia article. I just kind of prefer to not to know at that point. Like now, I just make a call. Like I love this guy, but I don't need to know every single like detail. All right, we got two new ones. So here's the thing. So this one, I think this one's 50-50. So we know what to do with these, right? We have to mark these. These are marked. I kind of want to continue and redo Chrome Dome when I'm done this. And all the other ones are thrown out. So I just threw out 5 of these, including this one, because this one's at the very end. And I just bought 2 more. So these run about $4 each, but they're technically graffiti pens. Look at that. How hot is that? All right. We know what to do with the eyes, right? Always do the eyes first. I kind of go like from the eyeballs like out. And we gotta make this dude look like slimy, right? Like he's like he's like a legit garbage man. Right? I mean, so it's really like top highlights and then like secondary highlights. But the secondary highlights are kind of highlighting texture. Say like stuff like that. He's going to look slimy. I'll tell you though, since I got back into drawing and doing this stuff, there's really kind of like, like nothing else I'd rather be doing. And I know a lot of you too are, like repeat viewers when it comes to, just resting on Facebook and Twitter and, all the other fine social media apps that I make my broadcast available on. It's just awesome, like, and I am always eternally flattered by it. I really am. I mean, who else is dedicated to this toy line as much as me? I literally just did a sketch block. I mean, like, this is going to be, by the time I tucker out on this, it's going to be over probably a year. I say at least a year of me doing Playmate Turtle interpretations. Like, who does that? for for fun, but also for improvement, for getting better, because that's what all this stuff is. Like this is it's part performance art, but it's really about getting better as an artist. And people that don't see that, they'll tell you otherwise. They'll tell you to slow down, or you're doing too much and all that fun shit. It's because they want to do it, and they're not in a good place to do it. So if you're not in a good place to do it, you're probably in a bad place for giving advice. How about that for some logic? Here we go. So I just did this March of Robots sketchbook. And through that sketchbook, it got definitely better with using the white as a color source, or as just as a shadowing source almost. So some of that is already coming through here, and it's making a huge difference. Huge difference, right? I mean, and that's the idea. I mean, I haven't been doing these for a long time, but they have to be getting better at every turn. If they're not getting better at every turn, you're fucking wasting your time. If you're playing guitar, or the violin, right? You play that your entire life. I don't care if you're 100 years old. You should be at a performance / pro level just by default. Just because you're practicing, you're maintaining, you're sharpening that blade every time you're picking it up. People waste their own time. I'll never understand it. This is also an issue with every single piece here. Also, is hold up here. Let me just get my thought real quick. It's the signature. Like, where's the signature going to go? I get it, like especially in the '90s, and you guys know I love the '90s stuff, but like signatures were really a part of pieces and covers in the '90s. Yeah, maybe right. Like, should it go that? I just like. Here's the funny thing: as much as I am all about like self promotion and ego and like making sure that you're like like you're giving your dues and stuff like that. I don't give a shit about my signature. Like, I just don't. It's like the same with my original artwork. I just don't fucking care. Like let it go. Like, just throw it out. So part of what helps this a lot is really having my computer screen close by, because it's like, look, I'm like this close, so like this is what I see as I'm working on it, right? But I can look over at the computer and I get this, so it does help. I mean, it definitely helps with that back and forth. See, and then you can kind of like you can go back and forth a little, and if there's too much of a white, or you want to break it up or add, like a little bit more texture, like and that's what you're seeing here is a lot of what I'll do like off camera. So here's the other idea or question I had when it comes to the wrestling gators is there a story that doesn't involve the origin? Like, do we have something like, do you have something like in kind of like it like as an inventory type story of them, kind of like, I guess you would say, like their first like true adventure? Like, do we know what that is? Asking for a friend. Here we go. And I'm just doing his fabric here just cause I don't know, like I kind of want to, like highlight it even though it's not like practical, but I kind of just want to highlight it because I think it looks nice. Here we go. That's the bug on top. Yeah, and Total Excellence also. I feel like I owe you a couple shows on your stuff. So I think for your channel, like, do you want to like premiere the layouts on your channel? Because I think we can premiere the layouts and jump into a sign up or something, and then do the some type of me with incentives, but a scalable, desirable incentive. Nothing corny. Boom. So cool. Yeah. So Florida, the wrestling Florida Gators. I like the idea that the Gators kind of have, like local lore, because I don't even know what are some of the Florida legends. I don't even know. I just know every few years in Jersey, someone would do like a Jersey Devil comic, which was actually my break into indie comic thing, was a Jersey Devil comic. Just think we need a couple more shots, like trickles of light almost. Just like a repeating trickle. See, stuff like that. Kind of random, but not. Yeah, because light moves. It's going to remove. It's going to reflect in crazy ways. So I would say we're almost done with this, and I don't know where where do we sign these? I guess maybe we can do here, right? We can just, and I'll go back over with the Sharpie. Yeah, and I'll just Sharpie around some of that to kind of make it pop. But we're not fully done yet, everyone. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, like the Jersey Devil stuff is. I mean, it really like you do grow up around it, and I wasn't like fully in what you would call like the Pine Barrens, but like I was still close to it, so it was a part of your upbringing, and when the Blair Witch movie came out, it was kind of like this wake up call. Like I think locally, a lot of people thought that the Blair Witch was like, almost like stealing New Jersey lore. Which I get. I think there's some truth to that. And then I think there was like a Leeds Devil movie that copied like Blair Witch. Which I'm sure he understandably didn't have the success of Blair Witch, but then again, like what really does Blair Witch was such a anomaly when it came out. It's still fun. I mean, Blair Witch 2 is one of those movie-going experiences that was just like, it was just electric being in the theater watching that movie. And it was like one of maybe like the first movies too that I went to that then you were just expecting to get the shit scared out of you. Like that's why you were there. It's like, wow, that's kind of different. All right, people. So I don't know. Like we're done with this one. I don't know if I should. I'm 50-50. Look. Here's the thing. Not too long ago, right? Look, we did Raphael with the Casey Jones. Wait, do I have another 2? Oh, I got 2 blanks. Wait, what the heck? Real? Is that true? Okay. Tonight we did Muckman. Then we have last week's Pizza Face. Then we have Krang. That was our first one. Then we have Leatherneck. Leatherneck is a G.I. Joe. Then we have like Chrome Dome, which I'm not like really nutty over. And I was thinking about like redrawing Chrome Dome. I don't know. I do have the extra ones, but I kind of want to do Scumbug. So maybe we'll just kind of start Scumbug over here. Because I think he's a good counterpart. Should we consult the sketchbook? Consult the sketchbook. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Pizza Face is just right. I mean, like the perfect character for doing this stuff. So we got Scumbug right here. So I put Scumbug in my insert art. So let's just jump to 90. We got Fugitory, Killer Bee, Mondo Gecko, Muckman. And then, I was kind of debating Mutagen Man. But he's he has a lot of pink, he has a lot of purple. That'll look good with the cardboard. I'm just kind of like not in the mood to draw his, because he's very abstract. He's tough to nail. Napoleon Bonafrog, Needle Nose, Panda Khan, Pizza Face here, Ray Fillet, and then here's Scumbug. And again, he's such a, because he's got these like cables that are like, they're almost like attached to his like clavicle or shoulders. And he's got greens, he's got pinks, he's got a lot of yellow. He almost has like this dreadlock piece or this like braided hair piece with their bug tentacles. We do have Slash. I just feel like Slash is typical. The Triceratops is going to be a little bit tough. But see what I mean when I was saying earlier, like Wingnut and Screw Loose. Like the Turtles came with these micro figures. Here's Ground Chuck over here that really blew me away when I drew these guys. I think he's one of the best designs of the entire turtle line. Tattoo, Toka, Walkabout again coming with that little dude. Worm is complete madness. Really, like, I was really nervous when I finally drew him because his elements are just so out of control. Zach the Neutrino, and then this is like 92, so this is like the last of the good years. So really good characters. You had Dr. L, Half Court, Hothead, Merdude, the Girl Turtle, Mona Lisa, Monty. So Monty Moose also came with a minifig, and I don't know. I couldn't incorporate him there. Sandstorm, Scale Tail. I mean, what a strong year. And then like we were kind of done. So these are all like your insanely expensive figures now. Like Hotspot's expensive, Scratches. You know, he's a $10,000 figure. Like Super Shredder. So I don't know. I mean, like Sergeant Bananas would be cool, but his brown, like I wouldn't be able to do much with the colored pencils. So, you know, like I guess we are at Scumbug. Yeah, yeah. Consult, like yes, consult the sketchbook. General Trag. Yeah, I mean, I guess we are at Scumbug. And I think Scumbug's origin was that he was like a exterminator. I kind of remember some of that. So we need like a greasy one. So this one's too fresh looking. This one, but look at the the flip side. Look, normal drawing side, and then like flip side. I kind of want to draw Scumbug on the yeah. I guess I can draw these on two. I didn't think about that, right? I mean, I can draw these on two ends, but let's do Scumbug here, and then maybe I'll flatten some of these. All right, so let's get. So for those of you, like, if anyone likes keeping track, in front of me, like, here's my laptop. This is my camera, right? And then over here, we have my tablet. So my entire drawing table now is all electronics. And at one time, the only electronic I had at this drawing table was my pencil sharpener. So we're dialing up Scumbug now. We're going to get like a good reference. Yeah, he is wild too. His eyeballs too. He's got like red, veiny eyes. I just love it, dude. Like, and he is purple. So I mean, we're going to use this purple for him. He really has a strong design. Yeah, maybe we'll kind of like make him facing this way a little bit. And I don't care. People are like, oh, you should start with this and start with that. How about I start with a giant fucking eyeball? Because I want his veins to kind of really be like popping. He's got this like little baby nose here. There we go. And he's got this like just really gnarly like claw mouth, almost like a predator claw mouth. But he's a bug, so like, you know, predator has a bug's mouth. go. And then what I'm going to do here, because he's wearing like a collared shirt, is, I mean, I don't know. Right? I mean, is that a good position? Now I'm debating. I'm debating. I'm debating if his positioning is good enough. If his pose here. We can kind of have some fun with his teeth too, because we're seeing his bottom mouth a little bit from the top. Yeah, and you know what? Too, I forget too. He's got like these mandible, right? Like, again, these designs are so fucking unique. And then, so his neck, we can kind of maybe give him, because if you look at the action figure, it's hard to know about this dude's neck. It really is. But see, like, we'll use like some of his like top tentacles as just as a way to, show like some movement. We'll squeeze in his collar. And then we'll like squeeze in his tubes that go into his like chest. So we'll kind of show off that the tube, right? Like it would attach down here, right? But then it would like come up this way. Dude, anyone that tells you that these characters, you know what's easy to draw? G.I. Joes and Transformers compared to any of these turtles. So it really, that should be your, and he doesn't look, he's got to look a little like dangerous. How do you look dangerous with bug eyes? I guess maybe. That's why he's got like but I think the veins in his eyes come from him, like inhaling this like chemical like all the time. Yeah, dude. I was no joke. I was kind of like thinking that. I'm like, this is probably like the worst sound. You know what? You know why too? Because these like they don't lay flat, right? Look, see, like they don't lay flat. So I think like there's a little bit of an echo that happens like through the like underneath the cardboard. Okay. This is, I guess, like we're calling this one like a marathon set. I just wanted to come on tonight and just do this. Like, like I really, I just wanted to kind of draw. I really did. Boom. So I do need. So the one thing is the lead and the light, it just reflects. So I lose some of what I put down. Like as soon as I take my eyes off of it. So some of the areas that I need, like the forms I would need to track, like I've been using a 4B pencil just to kind of help me out while I'm live. So people, keep in mind too, the AKA Pad Audio Audacity podcast is available just on every single social media platform. Meaning you can see like links from it, but it's also available on nearly every single podcast platform too. So, and I've been toying with some ideas of like making that more presentable in different areas. Like I kind of been wanting to launch another YouTube channel, but like or a channel like anywhere, and just start put some of the episodes like just as audio files on YouTube, just so they're like more discoverable, they're more searchable. Look at it. Look at the see, like again, like maybe this is correct and this one's not correct. There's not enough of a wrap here. So when you're in that position, just when it comes to drawing, you have to either black it out or hope that the whiteout saves it. Because keep in mind, when you draw, your objective is to trick the human eye to what it already knows. So everything should have shape, like every form should have a level of like logic or like almost like a understanding, like an agreement. And if it doesn't, it's like you're incorrect. You're drawing something wrong. And because of that, like the drawing, it'll just suffer, and you don't need an explanation. Like your eye, your subconscious will know. It'll determine it. So that's why when I say drawing is just like a bunch of tricks, that's really what I'm talking about. It's tricks for the human eye, for the the psyche. Is that too deep? Boom. And we're going to make his, like, the ponytail part a little bit more intricate than what the action figure has. Just because intricate is interesting. And it's cool. I'm kind of pumped that there's a lot of yellow in this. I mean, I think we saved a little bit of this mandible here. Yeah, and I think a part of the characters, the overall, like, creepiness of this guy is really he has this permanent grin. And when it comes to villain design, right, you don't get any more perfect than that. So maybe for that chrome dome piece, I could just flip the cardboard over, so I'm not wasting like another one on him. But see what I mean? Like, you kind of see the mouth from a different angle here. I think that just adds to it. And I think it's awesome too that he has this like intensely yellow mouth, and he'll have this like really bright red tongue. Like I always feel like I sketch the browsing like correct, and then I butcher them in the inking phase because I'm not paying attention to what the brow should be like wrapping itself around. Like again, too, like when things are incorrect, it's your fault. Like when they don't make sense and they look like shit, you fucked up. I'm saving like the veins for the eyes till like the very end. Yo. Yeah, so here the deal with the trading cards is I mean I got one on order. The second one I still have to make. So I might actually do 1 or 2 shipments, but I wanted to do at least 2 to 3 trading cards. I'm not really like holding people down to like, like you only get one package, so to speak, because the trading cards, it's really it's a definition. It's like this bigger idea when it comes to like living life, and it's really about this like idea of like the wolf pack and what the wolf pack represents. So I kind of I get excited and I want to kind of share some of those ideas. So hang tight, because the first wolf pack trading card, they should ship trading card 2 and then trading card 1. Trading card 1 will be a guy called Rex. Trading card 2 is a guy called Razor, which is somewhat named after Razor from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze. Yeah, dude. And the other little detail I'm back and forth on with the trading cards, and like anyone out there that wants to help when it comes to just like feedback, is the protective holder for the card. So like I'm 50-50 on like a top loader, a snap case, something else. So like that's additional expenses, but I'll make that investment. I really will. So it's just a matter of deciding like where do I want to start when it comes to this the trading card endeavor, because like it's going to be ongoing. So part of the idea too is to maybe to build the wolf pack up, just like, because when you create the trading card, like you're creating like a whole bio almost. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so like, but the whole idea too is that the like when you develop a trading card, like you come up with so much info, which is I think why trading cards are so freaking cool. So, by the time I get a few trading cards deep when it comes to the Wolfpack ones, I'm going to have like a whole story. I'm going to have a whole giant plot. So, like, I'm going to have to do something with that. So, we've been talking about, just flirting with the idea of doing a Wolfpack Wrestling Gator, some type of like crossover, which I think would be fucking amazing. I don't know about you guys, but who doesn't love a good crossover? So here we go. Right? We got some things happening here now. We need the thick boy. We need the giant monster. Yeah, so normally, like, we can kind of go through some of it right now, real quick. So, let me just grab what we have here, okay? And I will grab some fresh ones. Keep in mind, too, there's always a lot happening here. So, these are the trading cards for Uzi Susie. And the way how I decided to do these is that they're not full UV front, okay, but they're glossy front, and they're completely matte on the back, okay, and it has like this like did you know section, like, which is ridiculous, but like they're full bio cards, okay, and you can kind of hear them, right? The thickness is there, like these are production ready cards. And then for the Trial by Fire, like I already committed to shipping all the Trial by Fire cards in top loaders. And then these ones, like if we kind of take it out, right? You can kind of see, we can kind of compare the difference. All right, different finishes, same front, but Uzi Susie it's a different type of story. And I just wanted more of a throwback feel, which is the roughness here. I'm sure like you can hear that, right? The roughness is a part of like the story of that product. So but no joke, I'm so excited to get those cards in, because like what happens is, the way we do the printing is that, like things get backed up, which is I'm dealing with that right now with all my comic book stuff. Like every single printer is backed up, and it's driving me nuts. I'm just trying to get like a couple prototype looking books to know, like even like what paper I'm going to use. Like it's that bad. So. Ugh. Yeah, can you hear? Can you hear what the Rock is cooking? Yeah, and then what I can do, here's the funny thing. Where I lost. I don't know what happened to it. I had the Rex sketched out. I can't find him. Like sketched out on my good paper, and Reza is completely inked, and like colored and scanned and everything. But his original art, I don't know. I might just threw him away by accident. But we got a new logo. Like like the cards are gonna have a cool logo, because I kind of wanted like the actual logo for the Wolfpack to be a little bit more prominent in the back, just to like again like show off the idea of these characters. Yeah, and look, it's all about the, like kind of, getting people who are into your ideas. Like that's really like that's really what one of my like big driving points is. It's like like I want people to be able to do their own ideas, and I want people to be into like my ideas. And the Wolfpack is really, it's like that's a part of like who they are, even like as characters. They're just like like they don't need a like a government sanction or something that, like, they don't need to be told to intervene in something that's incorrect or wrong. And I love that idea about those guys, because I just feel like when it comes to like military procedural fiction, like everyone's always caught up in like the red tape type storytelling, because it's like a procedure. It's like a, and I'm just like, fuck it, man. Like maybe these guys just don't give a shit, and they have resources to, get weapons and go around the world. Like, who cares? And I just really like that idea. And I think the procedural storytelling in military fiction killed some of that fun. Because everything's like, it's a reasoning, it's an explanation. You can see these like plot twists coming from a mile away. Like, the guy helping the team, setting up the team, he's the one that's going to betray the team. And like, we don't get that in Wolfpack. Wolfpack has legit villains. So here we go. Scumbug, everyone. Where are we at with Scumbug? Well, we left off with his eyes as being the big issue. I got some red acrylic, so maybe like I can kind of do some like shots of red or something. So get this, I randomly looked up my high school art rival on Facebook. And I kind of realized, like, and it's so funny because I sent him a friend request in maybe like 2016. Which is funny how I like remember that, right? And well, it kind of tells you too, like when you go to someone's page. And he hasn't been active since like 2017. And I don't know what to do. I'm kind of like, we were kind of, like really lost touch, but we were really not friends in high school. And I kind of always wanted to make amends with him. Like once I hit adulthood, right, and realize like, shit doesn't matter. Like you kind of hit adulthood and you see what the real issues of the world, like, like that. There's like legit things that are like wrong with the world, and your high school art rival has nothing to do with them. But yeah, and part of my idea was to kind of bring some of his characters, because he used to draw on his note, his like book wrappers, that we would wrap our books in, which was like, like shopping bags, like grocery store shopping bags. And he would do these like pen and ink colored pencil drawings that were like beyond amazing, like truly amazing. And I was so freaking jealous because they look so good, like always jealous of it. And he had a real nice knack. Like he did. Like his ability versus mine were light and day. Like our only intersection was that we both liked like the Image comic book creators. Like that was it. Like we were both like comic book dudes. And he was the clear, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but like, but he was like the clear dorkier one, and I was like, a little, a lot more popular. I remember one time too, one of my wrestling friends, the guy that Pitbull's based on, wanted to beat the living crap out of him, just because he was like, like he wasn't on the good list, and I really should write that up into like a short story for like a TBF supplement. Yeah, but so at that point, like him and I kind of became like, I guess, like a little closer. Like towards our senior year, we did like close that gap, that friendship gap. But he went on, I think, to more School of Art, which did this art contest that like through my school too. So which I think I won twice of my 4 years. He may have won once. I'm not 100%. Yeah, and I just like, I don't know, like I always wanted him and I to do something. He went on into formal training and actually became like a role-playing fantasy painter. I think he was like a graphic artist for Fleer trading cards and later Topps trading cards. So like he left high school and jumped into a career, and I kind of was sticking to my truth, which it was like comic books or bust. And I always felt like even he was like almost again like betraying himself for a good extent, because he backed away from the comic book stuff, because like you can clearly see the kid loved comics. He probably liked comics way more than me, because even in high school I was very distant from reading it and collecting comics. And I don't say collecting, I really mean reading. But anyway, so I don't know what happened to him. Like, I think it's either he's completely off of social media or something happened. GJ, thank you, dude. Yeah, I mean, this is Scumbug from the Turtle Sign. If you're coming in a little bit later, let me reach down here. Sorry. Already tonight I completed Muckman. So, but now I'm debating on drawing. Right, like should draw on both ends of these cardboard circles, right? Yeah, and then so this dude has like a green gas, and I will definitely put some like smokiness behind him. And keep in mind too, when you work with a colored surface, like how this is brown, you relatively work through subtraction. Like you're, I know it seems counterintuitive. Let's get some of that purple. For anyone listening to, I kind of feel bad because I know you're just hearing all of this scratching. It probably sounds horrible. But look at this dude. This dude's so wild looking. Again, how do you not do like a live action version of this guy and you go like all in on the creepy bugginess of them. Like, make that investment. Do it. And you know what the funny thing is? I don't know where my phone is. I have no idea where my phone is. I guess that's a good thing, right? Dude, I really do like that red mouth also. We need some more blacks here. There we go. We got some like helicopters right now happening in Philly. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Not a good sign. I mean, I'm near a lot of hospitals too, so you kind of do hear the medical evacs. So he's got this bright blue shirt, which is exactly this color. So we're just going to add some blue around here. But really cool stuff. Like, that's the idea. But yeah, and never be afraid. Never be afraid to embrace. Yeah. Hey, dude. Thanks. I do appreciate. But no, a lot of this too. It's like, everything I do when it comes to live streaming is everything that they kind of tell you not to do. If you look at the like analytics, which is like usually drawing live streams don't like they don't do well. They're not much of a draw. And then I do like comic book reviews, like, and equally like not much of a draw. But that's the stuff I like. Yeah, I would like to do more with like talking to other creators and stuff like that, but I just feel like too, like a lot of them, like if I'm really into what someone's doing, like I will, I'll have a million questions for them. Like I will want to know as much as I can with the time that they're giving me. But like that's some of those there's a lot of work to schedule those, and I'm not really 100% convinced with the strength of some of that content, even though probably analytically they would probably like perform better if I did more of them. Here we go. Oh, maybe, dude. I don't know. Maybe, dude. GJ, dude. I love GJM. I love that. I like it, but you should be like GJM. I don't know why. I dig it, but yeah, dude. I've been in the game for a stretch, and even before, like I really did forcefully abandon drawing. I abandoned everything for almost like corporate America, you can say. where I really was more of a graphic designer, logo designer, web guy, which is like, I 100% think was the right move, because my goal then was to develop a corporate acumen. Like I really wanted to develop a way, like these, like what I viewed as like corporate skills that, like I wasn't getting freelancing. And I spent like a good chunk of time doing that. And when, I felt like that circle closed, like that was really just like other opportunity of mine to kind of get back into this. And then like, some other things happen when it comes to social media and like all this stuff. I just felt like the timing was there. And looking back, because sometimes I'll get asked, like, people will want to know if I thought I like wasted time and kind of like felt like I had I was like behind the 8 ball, so to speak. And I never felt that, because of what I learned outside of like the drawing grind. So when this year started, again, like new year, like new you, new like resolutions, new direction. Like I committed to doing the live streams, and then that quickly became multiple live streams a day. Sometimes like it didn't become like a simple thing. It became like a part of this like identity, this online identity of mine. So here we go. This dude is one creepy bug. Keep in mind too, I've been up since like 6. I was at the office at like super early, by like 8 o'clock, and like had a full day before doing any of this. That's why when people tell me they don't have time for stuff, I just don't. Like my head explodes. Like, what do you mean you don't have time? I got kids. What do you mean you don't have time? I had to go to the DMV. What do you mean you don't have time? I had to meal prep. I mean, it's endless. The one thing you get in life from everyone is endless excuses. Even if you have children with a full-time job and a full-time like maybe like wife or family, like you still have almost full-time hours in your schedule available within the week, with sleeping 8 hours a night. And if you get good with sleeping 5 hours on average, you can do more, and you may actually do better work, because there's like a sense of urgency. Like like you're building deadlines into your workflow, like self-induced deadlines. Because dude, even today, like getting this live stream going today was just endlessly difficult for some reason. I just didn't have my brain screwed on right, and just to get this live stream going, like it was a ball buster. And it's just because I wasn't concentrating, I wasn't focused. So, but we're here, and that's the point. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this big bug. Hey, dude. Appreciate it. Love you. I really do. That means a lot. Yeah, like I watch a lot of live streams too. Like I absorb as much content as I can for, again, different reasons. If it's a drawing live stream, like I'm always interested in the process. Like it's process first for me. But then, like, there's people out there that they do like comic book like discussions, or they kind of have their shows where they're like, oh, this is like my weekly pool, and it's like, well, most books suck right now, so I guess that's good, which they never say. And if anyone that reviews comics on YouTube or like in general, and they don't begin with a apology over the quality of the new books, they're just lying. Like, don't believe them. Like, it's hard to take them seriously. I guess that's what I'm saying. Maybe they're not lying. They're just not being genuine. But anyway. But now, like, I absorb as much of this stuff as I can. Because I want to be good. Like, like, too many of these shows, no one talks. The tips, the drawing tips suck. And they don't highlight their people like this. Like, like, I'm grateful for that. Like, I'm grateful for this comment. They don't talk to their people. They don't remember their names. It's just laziness. It's so surprising to me how any of these people build an audience. It really is. Here we go. I think we're cooking here. And again, too, so sometimes when I slow down and I pause, I'm looking over here at the computer screen just so I can, again, when I'm drawing, I'm seeing this. Like, I'm seeing this type of, like, I'm seeing it in blocks, okay? And then I look over at the computer screen and I get this type of view. So I can kind of I can gauge relatively quick, like how effective something I'm working on is, or like a highlight or a shadow. It's a good trick. Because before, like, the trick you would have to have is in your studio, you would have to have a mirror in back of you or above you. Like a mirror above your drawing table, which it seems a little frivolous, but like you would look at the mirror and you would get distance. You would get like a different perspective on your work, and it would definitely like help. Like you have to kind of gain a second vision in real time when you're working on something. Like, and I guess like people that do murals, that paint murals, they're really good with scaling up a small drawing. Like, they're almost like mathematicians, or they're just very good at arithmetic, I'll say. But normal, or like I guess the point I'm getting at is like they wouldn't be able to do it otherwise, because they would have to step down from the scaffolding, walk across the street every 10 minutes. Yeah, and there is a side of me that's almost like bitter towards some of these quote unquote comic book legends for not doing more live streams and bringing like the world into their process. I just think it's so selfish. Selfish, right? I feel like I'm saying shellfish. Like one of my favorite things to do too is any type of like cabling, like breaking down the highlights for cabling. It's just beyond cool. It really is. Yeah, so essentially, yeah, I mean, like these are white out pens. They're made by Presto. So they're it's called a jumbo correction pen. This, like, you can get these on Amazon. They're always the same price. It's almost like the price is like Red Bull, right? Like Red Bull's always $3, right? Like it's never going to come down in price. These are usually $4 to $5. Like they're tough to get sometimes, but you kind of call these graffiti markers because they're good with graffiti and tagging, which I always wanted to do. Like I always wanted to get into graffiti. I don't know why. I just think it's cool. Like if someone in Philly like came up to me and they're like, hey, like we're going out tonight, you want to learn the ropes, I would be like, hell yes, like 1,000% yes. So what I do here is like I push the white out over some of my line work to make it rounded, to make it pop. And then like I'll go in and kind of do some of these because I still treat it a little bit when it comes to texture wise, a little bit like an action figure. Because that's kind of like what that we're still drawing an action figure. So we kind of want like a level of reflection. And I just think that's fun. I think that's cool. Because everything you draw, like everything you do, it's a story. It's an internal story to why things exist in your little drawing world. And again, people that don't recognize that or talk about it, like that's one of those secrets you don't hear a lot of quote unquote professionals own up to. Like your storytelling, even if you're drawing an image that's not connected to a story. And I just feel like they don't want you to know that. So there we go. So we got to maybe like make this area like, I'm seeing a little bit more rounded there. Pop out this highlight there. Just so it, again, like it looks like it's scooping in around the eyeball. Maybe add like a couple, like a trickulating dots there. I just made that word up. And this, I almost want to say, like, this sucker's almost, like, gone. Like, I zapped him. Because, like, a part of doing this stuff online is selling the process. Like, you're yourself. You're a DVD special feature. Like, you are selling the process. Yeah, like that's why people got into DVDs so much. Like those special features sold the process of filmmaking to the point that it probably like like the generation of filmmakers DVD special features influenced. Like we're just seeing the beginning of that now. Like those people working in Hollywood, like getting jobs, and now like developing streaming service, like they're working for Netflix. Those people. So I'm gonna put this down, pick up the fresh one, dude. It's a lot of stress on your like thumb and your hand. There was one a couple years ago. I did a like a Star Wars drawing. It might have been Darth Bane, who's like probably one of the best like extended universe designs like in the history of everything Star Wars. And he had like a starry background. It was all stars. And holy crap. Like I was doing that one live and it kicked my ass. Here we go. Yeah, like you always have fun with some highlights like that. Like there's no like rule book. I always try and do an interesting shape. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm trying to think if it might be on. It might even be on my IG because I'm pretty sure I did it live. I've been I can try and send it to you too. A lot of that stuff too is aggregated on my website. But the funny thing though too is some of the Star Wars stuff I don't think is. I got to double check my filing. It's not populating, so I know I'm missing Star Wars art on the website. But the website though is like you should just be able to go to like the website, type something in, and you would get it all. So and we're getting there. We are getting there with the website. Look at this wild looking dude. Like, he's just crazy looking. Again, like movie worthy, right? But either way, yeah, dude. And keep in mind, GJ, hit me up in like my DM somewhere, like Twitter, Facebook. Go into like get into my DMs just so I can, show like, answer any more questions, give you a little bit of a tour on things, help you out. All right. I think Scumbug is a success, right? So let's do a rundown. From tonight, we got the Muckman. Previously, Chrome Dome, which I hate. Leatherhead. Krang. Krang was the first one. Last week, Pizza Face. And then we have Raphael wearing Casey Jones's mask. And this is from the Image Comics Volume 3, which is called, Urban Legends? Which is also has the robotic Donatello and Leonardo gets his hand chopped off. That was a wild book. So, and now we have the Scumbug. So a lot of this too is spreading out from my sketchbook here. Which this is where like year by year. So I'd like to do designed sketchbooks, okay? Which I mean, like, I designed the entire sketchbook. Everything is designed. So even like the pages, like, we have opening, like, insert artwork. We have title pages, and we commit to it. Okay, so this is where, like, I even do like a contents page. We do year by year of the original Playmates Turtles, and we go alphabetically, and it goes from like 88 all the way to 94. Okay, so like, again, intro pages, title pages. So here's this entire venture. Okay, and you can kind of already see it's a different style than what I've been working on for the pizza circles, right? Baxter Stockman, Casey Jones, General Tragg. I mean, there's so many of these characters designs. Like, I was familiar with the character, but when you actually draw them, you're forced to see the designs differently. And a lot of these designs really blew me away, just with how detailed they were, how asymmetrical they were. Again, like, you think like, you don't know something until you try and draw it. So that was one of the big lessons with this sketchbook. So yeah, I mean, we got this going. And this, I would say, maybe, like, I wish I kept a little bit more track. I would say, like, hardcore, like, a decent 5 months worth of work. And I even, like, I left guys out. I had to do, like, but the sketchbook runs to the very end. Like, even with one of the end arts, Space Yasagi. And look, this shows you the difference. Look, this is the beginning city, end city. Beginning tunnel, end tunnel. Like, you constantly grow as an artist. Okay, like, if you're not kind of growing, even like if you're a writer or whatever, like, you just gotta commit. If you commit, you grow, and you get better. So we got that. And then the one thing I was like, between IG and everything. Like, I want to broadcast this. I want to do this one live. I want to ink this live. So it's just like, it's always a lot of stuff, but it's a ton of fun. It really is. Yeah, dude. GJM. Dude, I love GJM. I don't know why. But dude, hit me up. Like, let's stay in touch. I will. I'll update you too with about the trading cards through the newsletter. We're building a little bit of a like organized template as of like what information will include in the newsletter, stuff like that. Okay. Just building. We're building things, rocking and rolling. Everyone, I love you. I really do. I love you. Thanks for hanging out.